beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you'll love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This can be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, just simply check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. All are welcome on this channel, and all contributions are highly appreciated. Be sure to remember that tarot is just a tool. It is not the final rule. And it is a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Once again, thank you all for stopping by and saying hi. Hi. All right, today we're doing a palmistry read today, and I have the palmistry cards, okay? And I have the Jack of Diamonds, okay? It says this palmistry is of a person who is independent and confident. So you can focus in on the line right there and focus in on the hand. This palmistry is for someone who is independent and confident, okay? So Spirit is conveying right off the top that there is a focus, collective, on your independence and on how confident you are. And when I say there is a focus, there could be a focus to the point maybe you are under observance. There are people watching you, whether you are aware of this or not. Maybe people gossiping, chatty patties regarding the collective, okay? Which is, out of your control, and, that doesn't affect you at all, okay? All right, so you are on people's minds and hearts, okay? There are people observing you. Speaking of how independent you are and how confident you are. But I'm picking up two energies, some are applauding you and there are others who envy you. There could be people who try to make you feel as if you're, I don't know, different, you're weird, you don't fit in. There could be people who try to stunt and perform when you are in different environments in your life. You may have experienced people trying to make you feel like you are the black sheep, when in reality, you are one of a kind. We all are individually, uniquely, divinely created. And so you are different. You're supposed to stand out. And that's a gift within itself. It says that you have a lot of leadership qualities about yourself. And this is what irritates people, that you are independent and that you are confident. So much so, as I said, you're on their mind and you are the topic of discussion. Now, you may be aware of who these people are, and then you may not be aware of who they are. But I'm getting these are people that you know and that you don't know. This could be friends, family members, neighbors, best friends, maybe people you went to school with, old co-workers, okay? This could also be a spouse, okay? Sometimes your spouse, your partner can be a little envious or jealous of how independent you are. They could feel that maybe you don't need them because you're so independent. And so when it comes to that topic alone, whether you are male or female, it's okay for you to express yourself and experience this life in whatever way that is best for you. All are welcome on this channel, okay? And so you have some people who are watching, and saying good things about you. Look at the collective. They're working hard. They're doing wonderful. Yay. Then you have some who are turning their eye. They're turning their nose up. They're like sucking a lemon when it comes to speaking on you or watching you, because your actions and your energy, collective, you are reminding these people of different areas in their life that has not been addressed, whether it's needing to heal something, whether it's maybe getting a good career, falling in love, it could be many things, being successful, just being respected. Not that you're looking for notoriety, but you could be very popular and well respected because of how you carry yourself, okay? And so the first card we have here, it says time for yourself, day spa, salon, skin clinic, okay? This is the 8 of pleasures. And so you could be someone who takes very good care of yourself. You keep yourself very well groomed. You look good. You smell good. People know this about you. And you could be saying, well, I'm not perfect. Well, no one is perfect. But the way you move about in this life, collective, you make it look easy. And people are watching and they are speaking on you. Some negative and some are positive. But either way, Spirit is saying for you to keep doing whatever you are doing because it is working for you. The next card we have here, it says toys. It's the Fool card, okay? And so, though people may have deemed you to be a fool in your life, at one time or another, whether this was as a child, maybe a young adult, or maybe currently, maybe there have been people in your life who was very opinionated of you, who thought that they could pinpoint, or define who you are or who you were going to be in your life. And they are in shock. Those who try to slander your name and your character in this moment, collective, they are in shock that you are not where they wanted you to be. You are the reciprocal of what they have thought you would turn out to be. If they say, maybe you were poor, well, you're now wealthy. And if you're not wealthy, you're financially secure. They maybe called you unattractive. Well, now you're sexy, you're hot to drop. It goes on and on. They may have said, oh, the collective never can keep a job. Well, now you've secured a job. As a matter of fact, you have a job and a hustle, and you could be an entrepreneur. So it turns out that you are the reciprocal of what people was hoping and planning for you to be. And so that is what is creating the jealousy, because it is making them look at themselves. And that's why here on planet Earth, I always stress in the readings, because this is a fact and I stand on it. We're put here to learn and to grow, okay? But we're supposed to be inspired and encouraged when we see other people progress in their lives. We're not supposed to become jealous, envious, try to tear them down. It's supposed to make us look at ourselves and figure out, what is it in our lives that we need to work on? What are my passions? I see the collectives doing good. What are my passions? What do I need to work on? What makes me happy? But instead, as we all know, collective, the world we live in, it's opposite. People become angry, upset. They try to hurt each other and tear each other down. But meanwhile, in between time, Spirit is saying, make sure that you remove yourself whenever you recognize this energy of someone being jealous of you, non-supportive, something about someone using a lot of sarcasm. Collective, be careful. If there's someone around you who is constantly being sarcastic or being disrespectful, and then when you check them on it, they're saying, oh, I was just playing, or you just tripping, be mindful of that person. There's something about someone hanging around you who loves to use a lot of sarcasm um, to express how they feel about you. But in their expression, they are showing that they are jealous, that they have a problem with your glow up, with your progress, and that they are non-supportive of the growth that you are going through at this time. So be mindful of anyone, using sarcasm and joking, playing around. It's okay to laugh, but Spirit is saying, who this person is. That isn't for everybody, but that's for somebody. You know who this person is, who's always got backhanded, hindsighted jokes to say, whether you're getting dressed to go up, go out, and you say, how does this look on me? Or, be mindful of that person, okay? And so the next card I have here is the Nine of Tools, okay? And these tools on these cards are tools to create some kind of enhancement of a person's vanity. Okay, these are tools that a person would get a haircut with. And so, speaking of looks, like I said, this may be someone who tries to body shame you. This may be someone who tries to slander you or make you feel bad, about how you dress or what you have. This person may try to just use a lot of antagonizing tactics to try to break your spirit. They'll slightly compliment you, Spirit is saying. So make sure that you're not allowing this person to be around you. You may have to just let them know that, their company or their presence is no longer needed. Okay. Yeah, there's someone hanging around you, collective, that is purposely and intentionally saying things to you to try to break your spirit. They want to take you out of this relaxation mode, this peaceful mode. They want to get you out of character. And there's also an energy here of someone wanting to see you upset. This could be at work, okay? This could be in some kind of group setting or organization or a crowd of people. Maybe you're working on a project or something, or some kind of group, and there could be a group of people, male or female, who are trying to intrigue you to step out of character. But it's a waste of time. Do not entertain the goofy. If a clown has an audience, they will perform, because that's what clowns do. They like to clown around. But Spirit is saying, don't lower your vibration. We all are being watched and accounted for. and for you to stay focused on yourself and only interact and communicate with people, places, and things that exchange that reciprocity of respect with you, laughter, real laughter, not backhanded jokes or sarcasm to try to break your spirit or antagonize you, because people do these things on purpose, okay? You got people who are unhappy, you got people who are low vibrational, they are NPCs, they're non-playable characters, they don't love themselves, they're very unhappy, and people will put on a fake smile all day long. Spirit is also saying be aware of that. It's okay to smile, but everyone that you see smiling aren't truly happy. These people have things going on within themselves personally. There could be people, being mistreated, at home, and because they're not willing to deal with that, they'll bring that ish with them to work and project it onto the closest person to them. And so, yeah, people hide behind smiles. There's a lot of pretending going on, Spirit is saying, okay? All right. And so the next card we have here, it says restaurant. Okay. We have the night of meals. Okay. And so it looks like with the night of meals, and I see the 30% off here, there are people concerned with you having your cake and eat it too. There are people concerned with you with the 30%. They feel like you're being given everything. And the truth is, you're not being given anything. The collective has worked on themselves and worked for the life that they are experiencing, but they don't see it that way. And the reason they don't see it that way, because they're too focused on you. The best thing that cross watchers could do for themselves is focus on themselves and get their eyes off of you. But as I said at the beginning, someone or some people, it's either a person or a group of people, they have you under heavy observation. These people could wake up each and every day, if you're on social media, trolling social media page, maybe leaving rude comments, just lurking. Every day you're on their mind. And if you're in their presence, their environment, maybe you're at their job or something, their goal is to, oh, what can we do today? How can we agitate them today? These are just unhappy people, okay? But the sad thing is that they are spending their precious time being so focused on you that they're going to miss out on what was meant for them, here in life. They're going to miss the boat because they're so focused on trying to derail you, take you off your path. We all have our own purpose and our own goals here, but how can you work on yourself and being happy and prosperous if you're working on hurting or slandering someone else? Now, what we put out must come back. So if you're putting out negative energy and intentions towards someone else who's not messing with you, that's mean you're sending unwarranted energy. You're projecting it. It has to return to you. And so really that's the joke. That's the key of situations like this. It's going to return to them. And the sad thing and funny thing is that they don't know when it's coming. The next card I have here is laboratory equipment. It says world of science, the six of tools. Okay, the six of tools. And so there will be progress in your life from what you are building and what you are creating. And people see this, they know this. You may be on social media, as I said, you may have a platform or you may not. You may be starting a business in a community or, some kind of, you might have a friend group or something who's aware that you are building and creating, but you will be successful. There's nothing they can do but watch. Okay. There's nothing they can do but watch. We all are giving the same amount of time in a day, and we all have free will to pick and choose what we're going to give our attention to. Are we going to do something that is prosperous? Are we going to do something, that'll push us forward? Or are we going to rest in low vibrational activity? It is a choice. It is a choice. Okay. And the final card we have here is fortune teller. Okay, inquire within, sees all, knows all. So collective, you are very intuitive. Okay, and little do these people know that even though you're watching this read, you know about these people before you even chose to watch this read. You know that these people are possibly jealous of you or envious of you. You know that they are gossiping, and you know that they are miserable. You know these things, okay? And so when they are around you, the joke is on them. All that they are plotting, planning, strategizing, all their conversations they may be having on the telephone or whispering and sniggling and giggling, you're already aware of it. So the joke is on them because you're someone who is very spiritually inclined and you are in tune with your ancestors and with source. And so this is the key of it all. And so I don't see you, going saying, I'm intuitive. I heard you said something about me, because that is not what people do with their gifts. You're very wise, you know the rules of the game, and you play it well, and you look good doing it. So keep up the good work. Nothing but prosperity and progress here in this read. Having people who are jealous and envious of this is part of the path. It's only to make you stronger. Spirit wants you to, whenever you recognize that familiar energy, make sure you remove yourself from the environment or remove them from your environment, vocally. There's no need to get confrontational. Just let them know that their presence isn't wanted, okay? Because in some situations, you have to let people know that. But yeah, just remove yourself and stay focused on you, because the more you ignore the goofy, the more prosperity and good luck and things are just constantly being placed in your path strategically, for you to be favored, for you to be blessed, for you to be honored, for you to be successful, and being able to enjoy the bliss of life. Later.